So in chapter 1, introduction, C programming can be used for system program. Okay, here for system program. Example, write operating system and application program. Okay. For problem solving. All right. So that means there are two system program and application program. Use C programming to solve their problem. All right. To write the operating system and problem solving. So example here, you can see this is the code. A C program that read radius of a circle, calculate the area and write the result. Okay, this is how it looks like. Okay, let me share the screen here. Okay, so when you start or you begin your programming C, the first thing you need to install the program. All right, this is the program. I believe I have given to you in the e-learning step by step the instruction on how to install this code block. All right, just double click the code block. This is the program. All right, and then you can see this interface. From here, go to the left side. Okay, or you can directly go here, the file, empty file. Okay, click the empty file, and this is your code. Very simple. All right, so and then you need to save as. All right, for example, you need to have the name class. Let's say the name of this project class.c. All right. When you name your file .c, that means the system already identified this is C program. You can see here, save as type C or C++. Remember that C and C++ are different. Why different? Because C is a basic program, while C++ refer to object-oriented program. All right. So you must put .c and save. So now you can write your code. All right. For example, I want to calculate the area of the circle. Very simple, which is, what's the area of the circle? Pi r squared. So the first step, you need to include the library. That means you go to the library, you need the information. Okay, the program need information from library. So you need to include hashtag, right? You can see include, include, all right? Studio, studio.h, and close like this, sorry, close like this. And this is, we call a library file access, all right? If you want to write the command, all right, you can make like this. This is command, all right? You can have library file access, all right? And enter, you can have your main program. So how to start your main program? You have to write main, okay, close like this, and then enter, proceed with your program. Okay, and then for example, I want to calculate the area of the circle. So how I'm going to calculate? The first step, do you still remember during your last class, you use the algorithm and the flow chart? The first, you need to declare, all right? Or you can initialize. Declare the variable, okay? So I need to declare my variable. Okay. So how do I declare? You can declare float. Alright, later on you will learn what is float. Float is the type. The variable can be many type. Alright, it can be float, it can be integer, and so on. So this float, it quite different between integer because the float can receive decimal places. Okay, normally 6 decimal places. Alright. For the integer, it is only number without point. So this one, I want to declare radius. Radius. And then I want to declare area as well. So that means it will give the unit of radius in terms of decimal places, which is float, and area also in decimal places. And then next line, semicolon. So from here, so what you need the system do? The first step, you need to have, once you open the system, automatically the program will ask the question, right? So what's the question want to ask? Definitely you want to have the radius. So print, okay, print function. This is printf, print function, bracket, okay, like this, and print radius. This is a string. That means this is the word, all right? Print, what's the radius? Equal to what? All right, so you give the information to the program. Once you open the program will ask you the question. What's the radius? All right. So from here, next line, semicolon, you need to scan the answer. That means you need to receive the value, all right? Whatever the user input the value. So scan the value from the user. Scan function. And then you have to make like this. This is the float unit. Later on, I will explain. This is very important. F. All right. So that means it receives the input in terms of float number. Okay. Right. And then comma. Right. You can have in radius. Okay. Since the radius here, right. Let me check here. Since the radius here has been declared here, you can see the float we have declared in the system. All right, system, I want to declare the radius. All right, so for the next program, the system already know this is the radius that has been declared before. Okay, I want to add the comment. For example, this is variable declaration. Right, and then this is the function. Okay, this is the output statement. Output statement. And then semicolon. This is input statement. That means you want the user give the input information. After that, all right, after the system receive the value and then it start to process the input. So I want to process the area. Remember that previously we have declared the area. Okay, now this is the area. Equal to pi 3.14 multiply with radius, the one that we have declared before, multiply with radius. Okay, and semicolon, the next one. And you want the user see the result. So how do you want the user see the result? You need to print, okay, the same like this. Okay, so print function. This is string. String is just a name. Okay, area equal to This is the output. Okay. Function. This is a new line. Okay. Area. Okay, that means it gives you the answer area is equal to the area that have been calculated. Alright. And then semicolon, system, and pause. This one is critical because once the system execute the program, you want the user see the result, this result. So that means the system need to give the pause. Okay, that means without this one, it will automatically close. You input the value, it is automatically closed. The user unable to see the result here. Okay. So that means this is, let me do. This is to hold the screen lah, hold output screen. Alright. And this is the output statement. Output statement. And this is, of course, assignment statement. That means you give the assignment to the program to calculate the area. Alright. And then that's it. After this is a completed program, you write the library access. Okay, this is the library name, studio.hash, or you can have the maths for the mathematics access. Okay, normally we use this one here throughout the course. And then this is the main function. Okay, this is the function heading. This is the float. That means we receive the value in terms of decimal places. For example, 3.567. Okay, so this is valid for radius and area. This is print. This is scan, calculate the area, print the area, hold the screen. After that, click here, build and run. Can you see? What's the radius? For example, I want to enter 2.5. And okay, it gives the value, for example, -1. Okay. So we need to see what happened here. Okay. Floats. Okay, radius. Area 3.14. Radius multiply with radius. Okay, print. Right. Okay, so we don't have this one. Okay. Alright. Area don't have any closing here remark. So let's try again. Okay, I want to put 2.5. You can see the area is 19.625. How many decimal places? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that means the float, the standard value for the float, if you haven't assigned, it will give you 6 decimal places. So you can see press any key to continue. Okay, if you remove this one, for example, I want to remove this one. What happened? I want to put 2.5. Okay, you need to, yeah. Okay. So normally we put system pause to hold the program, all right? So that's it about how to program the first calculation, the area of the circle, right? You can close this one. And no. Okay. So let's proceed. Now you understand, yeah? What's the how to write the first program? This is quite simple, all right? I give you step-by-step instruction, okay? So now we go to the C fundamental. C is a program lah, program language. C fundamental. So C character sets, all right? This is the character. What the character can be used for our C program, okay? Valid character. Only these are allowed are lowercase, okay, A to Z, uppercase, A to Z, digit 0 to 9, special character. You can see hold this, right? The special character. Yeah. Blank space. And then most compiler accept this one lah. Right. So escape sequence, okay, this you will learn later. B and backspace and new line, all right, represent a single character. So that means all these are valid for a C program character, right? So I did identifier and keyword. So what are identifier? Identifiers are defined by the user. Okay, so that means user give the value as an identifier. So identifier are name given to variable. Okay, function and array. Array is like a vector, all right? 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 1 by 1, right? So identifier consists of letter and digit, but the first character must be a letter. Okay. Uppercase and lowercase letter accepted, common to use the lowest case. All right. The case sensitive, lowercase is not equivalent to uppercase. So you must know that the uppercase and lowercase is different. All right. For example, like A, B, C is different from small letter A, B, C. Underscore character, consider a letter, is usually included in the middle of an identifier. For example, text underscore read. Okay, so underscore character consider a letter. All right. So area underscore of. Okay, this is underscore circle. So that means this one, and this one consider a letter. All right. Identifier may begin with an underscore. Example, underscore temperature. Okay, underscore area. You may begin because this is just a letter, but it's rarely done in the practice lah. Identifier can vary from 8 to 31, typical character in length. Go for shortest identifier length, alright? When you become the programmer, normally the programmer will use the shortest version because it is easy to remember. So the keyword. So what's our keyword? Keywords or reserved word have standard predefined meaning. They cannot use as a parameter defined identifier. That means there is the difference here. Identifier with the keyword. The keyword is already reserved word. Have a standard predefined meaning. You cannot change. For example, auto, extend, size of else, integer, float, while, void. Okay, you can see the one we used before, the float. Okay, integer, size of else, extend, auto, while, void. All this is already defined by the system. You cannot change the system. But the what you can change the system is identifier. Okay, keyword are all lowercase here. So now we go to the data type. Since you know that the keyword part of the integer is part of the keyword. So you can see from here, data types. There are 4 basic data types. All right, we have integer, we have character, we have float, we have double. All right, this is 4 data type. So integer, what is integer? That means it receives the data, the value. Integers quantity that receive the whole number. All right, like 2, 3, 4. While fraction or decimal not. All right, this is very important. Car, okay, C-H-A-R. Car as a single character. Okay, A, B, C. So floats. So remember we use float. Floats point number with decimal point or exponent. So it will receive a point number, the fraction number. All right. Double. Double is quite heavy. That means it is more than float. Double precision floating point number that very dynamic range numerical. So that means this is like normally the float is 3. Normally the float like 3 exponent 3. While for the float for the double, it's like 3 exponent 50. It's a very huge data that can be saved into the program. So constant are data stored in variable and array. Right? There are 4 constant. You must know this one. Integer constant, floating point constant, character constant, and string constant. String is a character lah. Alright. For integer and floating point constant, okay, and a floating constant, which is receive a numeric type, this rule apply no commas, blank space within the constant. Constant can be preceded by a minus sign. The value can exceed the specified minimum and maximum bound. Okay, later on you will learn what's the bound here. There is a limit. Integer constant, on the other hand, data stored in integer, variable, and arrays. Made up of integer valued numbers, any combinations of digits from 0 to 9. So example of invalid decimal integer constant. Okay, this is invalid here. Alright. Comma is not allowed. For example, 12,400. Normally we write the formal way like this to differentiate the thousand. But in the system, for the integer constant, this is not valid. Alright, the comma cannot be used. Decimal point not allowed. Remember, the integer cannot receive decimal point. 30.5 cannot be. And the blank space not allowed. For example, 10,200. Okay, no blank space, no point, no comma. Alright, hyphen is illegal. Okay, cannot use. 124-900. This cannot be used in the integer constant. The first digit cannot be 0. Alright, 0, 1, 2, 3. Alright. So, floating point constant on the other hand, data stored in a floating point variable and array. So, normally we use the base 10 number with either a decimal point or exponent value. So, here is the valid constant. That means can be used for the floating point constant. Like, okay, like is 0 point, you must put point because this is floating. Receive the decimal value 0.2, 2 exponent negative 5, 0.2 exponent negative 4. You can have capital or small letter E. 1.5 exponent positive 8 and 0.789 exponent 10. This is valid. However, when it is not valid for no decimal, you just wrote 5. Cannot. Okay. Comma is illegal. Okay. Cannot have a comma. 1, 2, 3, 4.0. Even though it is have a point, but cannot be used because of comma. Okay. And then exponent must be integer. Okay. You can see, for example, 5 exponent plus 10.4. You can see this is not integer. This is point value or fraction. Exponent, a blank space not allowed. For example, for exponent, you have suddenly blank space 12. This cannot be used. Okay, cannot be. Now we proceed on the character constant, which is data stored in character variable. A character constant is a single character like A, B, C, single one, yeah? Enclosed in apostrophe. You can see this one, like the one we did before. Okay. Single quotation mark. Example. Okay, sorry. Single only. Okay. For example, B. Y. This is character. Must be single quotation mark. 5. Okay. Question mark. Or else. Okay. This is nothing. A character constant have integer value refer to ASCII character set. Okay, normally, let me explain to you. Since the computer, only our program or compiler C only receive the value. However, when we do the programming, we have to input the character, which is A, B, C. This character basically will be translated into the value. So how the value is translated? You can see A. Okay, in the system, the program will identify A as 65. Okay, let me show you the A. Okay, ASCII. Okay, ASCII character. All right. You can see here. Okay. Every character here has their own numerical value. Okay, for example, like this. Okay, A. You can see A here. Okay, this is the character A. Okay, in decimal, hexagonal, octagonal. Okay, it is 42. Okay, for example. Alright, this is just example. Alright, you can see the letter here. Okay, all got the value. Okay, this is this decimal, hexagonal. All this is the data storage. Alright. So this is an example of ASC. Okay, a character set. The character A will represent the 65. Okay, this one you don't have to memorize here. Alright, this is already given in the table. Alright, If you want to know more, you can look at the reference. This is the reference. Okay, it gives you all the information about ASC double I character. So now we focus on the escape sequence. Begin with backslash. All right, this one. Followed by one or more special character. All right, remember that previously I did the programming. I used this one. Okay, this is the new line. That means after the question, prompt the question, after the program give you the question, it will proceed to the next new line. Okay. So, if you want to have the backspace, use this escape sequence. All right. Backslash B, horizontal tab, this one, vertical tab, quotation mark, apostrophe, backslash, and null, nothing. It's okay. After this, you're gonna use a lot of this, all right? So this symbol is the null character used to indicate end of string. Escape sequence are viewed as single character, all right? Only single. So next we proceed to the string constant. Data stored in character array. This is like array is character arrays like A, B, C, and then another array like Abu, and then another array Ali, Siti, Fatimah. That is another kind of character array. It's like a vector. Consists of any number, consecutive character, including none. Right, enclosed in the double quotation mark. Okay, remember that the character, single quotation mark. For the string constant, it is double quotation mark. For example, like green. This is string, alright? I want to highlight character is only the single one like A, like B. Okay, so for the string, is a combination of character like A, B, C, K, D, E, F. Right? So this is green. Must use double quotation mark. Or 1, 2, 3. Or whatever. Okay, you can put like this, 1.99. Or you can have 2 multiply with I over J. Or you can have null, nothing. To display this string on the computer screen, okay, to continue, press the return key. Okay, this is the last step lah. When we do the coding, we can see the return key. To command is, this is how to command, yeah. A print, you need to print the function, which is T. Remember, T is what? Horizontal tab. To continue, press the return. Okay, that means you give the instruction. To continue, press the return. Okay, on your keyboard lah. And then this is the new line. With special escape, okay, with the special escape sequence like this one, backslash T refer to the horizontal tab, and this one. So a null character on the other hand, that is mean empty. Okay, is automatically placed at the end of every string. This is very important. Which is not visible when the string is displayed. A character constant is not equivalent to single character string. This is very important, yeah. So for example, this one is a single character, but this one is not the single. This is the string. Consists of combination of character. It depends on your quotation mark. A single character string constant has the ASCII. That means every character, okay, single character will have their own numerical value. That will be used as this standard conversion. Okay, for example, you convert from meter to millimeter. You have the conversion unit. You need to multiply with 10 to the power of -3. For this case, it has the value, the conversion from the character to the number using this standard ASCII. So next we proceed to the variable and array. This is very important. Okay, for the variable and array, a variable is identifier. Okay, remember that. A variable is an identifier used to represent a single data item. Data assigned to the variable can be accessed by referring to the variable name. For example, I want to identify 2 as A. So I put A equal to 2. You must have semicolon for the next line. And then I want to assign X here is equal to this one. This is the formula. Okay, I want to calculate the value of X. X equal to 10 multiply with Y plus Z. Okay, so before that, you need to declare lah. Declare the variable as your identifier. Remember, I declare first float. Float X. Float Y or float radius. Float circle. So that is the identifier. You identify the variable first. Okay. So an array is an identifier referring to the collection of data. Remember, the array is like a vector. It is a collection of your data item that all have the same name. Okay. For example, you okay, CHAR, is it identifier or keyword? Anyone? Car, character. Is it identifier or keyword? Which one?
Identifier.
Okay, it is keyword. Remember? You can see here. Wait, yeah. Okay. You can see here. Keyword is part of integer. CHAR, character, float and double. That means this cannot be changed. You cannot change anymore. The system already defined, predefined. So that means it is keyword. All right. So you just type C, it is automatically give you character. All right. So now you want to define the letter as the character. So this bracket 40, that means it inputs the 40 data as your collection. For example, skudai. Letter is a one-dimensional. Okay. So, character array. So array size is 40. So what it means, it can store to a maximum 40 character. Okay. So we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 character. Okay. Alright. That means skudai. Okay. S 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 character stored in the data collection. Is in the array. Okay. We call as a storage lah. The storage we call as array. Okay. That can store maximum 40 character only. If you put 50, it can store extra 10, for example. So, for example, if you put letter O as letter 0, that means it is give you it will give you output. Okay, 0 means this is the first S Kudai. Okay, please do not confuse, yeah. It will assign here the name as 0. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5. And this is 6. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, if you assign letter 0, it will give you the result S. If you assign letter 1, it will give you result K. Letter 2, you can see result U, and so on. So letter 6 is a null character. This is nothing, 0. An array element has a unit address known as, okay, what it means, known as subscript. Okay. Subscript. Okay. Okay. So this one, for example, integer 3. That means it can store 3 data. You can see 5, 3, 0. X is a one-dimensional. Okay, one-dimensional integer array. Integer array with 3 elements. Okay, this one, remember, this will be assigned as 0. This will be assigned 1 and 3. You can see here, x0 will be assigned 5. Okay, x2 will be assigned by 0. Okay, note that array index or subscript insists start from 0. Okay, you can see here, as I mentioned, start with 0. This one start with 0, Skudai. So now we need to have a declaration. This is very important. Remember, we declare first our variable. Okay. A declaration associates a group of variable with a specific data type. Okay, that means integer will store the integer value. Okay, and then x1 will have the float value. So a declaration associates a group of variable with a specific data type. All variable must be declared. Okay, this is very important. You must declare any variable like x, y, z. The unknown variable you need to declare first. What the type? Is it the character? Is it the numerical value? When it is numerical value, you must specify. Is it integer? You want the whole number only? Or you want the decimal fraction? Or you want the decimal or you want the fraction? You need to specify either it is integer or float. Is it a string? You need to specify. That is what we call a declaration. You declare first. Who are you? For example, and then you can see the float, integer. This is how you declare. Integer A, B, C. That means I declare A, B, C as integer variable. Double B. That means I consider B as a floating point, double precision. This is very heavy data lah. You want to have 2 the exponent of 51. This is very long. Normally we use the float lah. Okay, this is normally we use the float. That means you can see the character. Okay, flag text 50. That means from here you define the flag as a character and the text as a character that contain 80 data. Okay, 80 data a character. Flag is a character type variable. Text is an 80 element character type array. Okay, and so on lah. Single precision value magnitude vary from. Okay, this is very important. You can see here, this is a single precision variable. The value, remember previously, it has a limit, all right? Upper bound and lower bound. You cannot simply go past the limit. You must within the limit when you specify the single precision value, which is the float. So the float, what's the value? 3.4. This is minimum. 10 the power of negative 38. This is the maximum. This is the minimum. until 3.4 multiplied with 10 to the power of 38. When the value you set more than this, you should use double. So what's the double will accept? 1.7 multiplied with 10 to the power of negative 308. So you can see very long. And 1.7 multiplied with 10 to the power of 308. Very long decimal places. You can see this is for double. Normally lah, we use the single, it's okay. Alright. Okay. We go here. Initial value, you can see here, can be assigned to declared variable. For example, I want to have initialized. Remember previous class, we need to initialize our calculation to set to be 0, right? This is the first step you need to initialize. So initialize integer c equal to, for example, I want to have the initial value c equal to 12. C is integer variable, initial value 12. I want to initialize character star. Okay, as equal to like this. You give the predefined first. Double y as 0.2 e negative 6. Character text. Okay, UTM. For example, text is an 4-element character type array. Array size determined by the compiler as 4. So that means, okay, you have 4 element. Where's the another one? You can see 1, 2, 3, and another 4 is null. Okay, 0. So could be written as, you could be written as 4. This is no problem when initialized. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is considered as a null. Expression. An expression represents a single data item or combination of data item interconnected by one or more operator. Okay. Later on, let me give you lah example. This is just expression during the function a plus b. X equal to y. After you declare, you can have the calculation. X is less than y. X is equal, when you do the equal to y. This is plus plus I. That means this is the expression for I equal to I plus 1, increased by 1. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you for your time. Okay, we already meet the time, 11 o'clock. All right, for the next class, we're going to continue on the statement. Okay, symbolic constant and some quiz lah. All right, can have a quiz. Okay, I think that's all for today. I share you the attendance first if you want to scan. I end my session with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, welcome.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, welcome. Okay, good luck all.